Welcome to PMPA's Final Cut of the Week, where we share important information you may have missed while you were making essential parts. I'm Renee Merker.
And I'm Durain Davis, and this is what you need to know for the week ending March 24th, 2023. Industrial production was unchanged in February, and manufacturing output edged up 0.1%. At 102.6% of its 2017 average, total industrial production in February was 0.2% below its year-earlier level. Manufacturing output increased 0.1% in February, but was 1% below its year-earlier level. In February, the indexes for durable manufacturing and non-durable manufacturing moved up 0.1% and 0.2% respectively. Capacity utilization for manufacturing slipped 0.1 percentage point in February to 77.6%, a rate that is 0.6 percentage point below its long-run average.
We hesitate to use residential housing as an indicator for our shops, as we are in fact led by industrial sector. Nevertheless, consumers are king in the broad economy, and in February, new residential housing activity jumped 9.8% to 1,450,000 units in January. This is a 5-month high. Growth in this indicator tends to foreshadow spending by builders and tradesmen on light trucks and vans, as well as durable goods for the homes, including HVAC units and appliances. Our take? Both permits and starts were up over January, but below the year earlier numbers. Completions were up over January 2023 as well as February 2022 numbers. While the press focuses on issues of affordability and economic uncertainty, the markets themselves are telling a much more positive story.
We have done presentations at our National Technical Conference in the past on applications using Microsoft's HoloLens to do training and real-time visual help. There is a new holographic and augmented reality called Transfer, which is used to train individuals in tasks. Transfer is already being used in the automotive, construction, and aviation maintenance industries. We are not far from training for machine tools with this technology. Augmented reality is the future of training performers to learn hands-on tasks.
The U.S. military's C-5M Super Galaxy needed to replace phenolonic spacers that support the shape of the wing. 3D printed repair parts were made from Antero 800 Na resin, saving thousands of dollars in repair costs. Solutions like this can be spread across the fleet, saving thousands of hours of maintenance hours. Now, the Air Force is looking to place several contracts for parts using 3D printing for their Rapid Sustainment Office. With the capabilities of our shops to provide high-precision machining, adding additive capabilities can make us more competitive on delivery for those tight lead time projects.
Creality, a vendor of lower-end production and hobby products in the 3D printer space, has unveiled a new full-color 3D scanner. The new CR Scan Ferret can scan objects with an accuracy of 0.1 mm and 0.16 mm 3D resolution. This builds on their previous model, bringing in color texture scanning to make 3D STL files with built-in texture. This is not at the accuracy level to do final inspection, but definitely could be handy for in-shop repair and reverse engineering of customer sample parts. With a price point around $1,000, this could be a great solution for our shops to get a quick model of an object.
On this week's Speaking of Precision podcast, Miles, Carly, and David take a dive into the data from 2022 to support the continued optimism for precision machining industry, with a little economic off-the-rails discussion included. On this week's Speaking of Suppliers podcast, Miles interviews Derek Briggs of Tsunami America, and they discuss CNC Swiss turning technology and uncover some surprising facts that explain its growing adoption for critical applications and lightly attended operations. Our podcast can be found on major podcast platforms or on pmpa.org.
Now it's time for our weekly tip. Plating difficulties are invariably related to 3 potential contributors: inadequate cleaning, insufficient stock removal, and features of the part being plated. The location of the plating problems on your parts gives you a key to determining the mechanism of failure. To learn more about these 3 contributors to plating problems on steel parts, go to PMPA.org's Knowledge Centers or Final Cut of the Week.
And that's our take on what you need to know for the week ending March 24, 2023. For additional information and links about any of the topics discussed today, go to PMPA.org and click on Final Cut of the Week.
Thanks for checking in, and we'll see you next Friday.